White House scrambling. Some of the latest developments came out Friday when it was reported that during a meeting with Russian ambassadors, the president called former FBI Director James Comey a, quote, real nut job. There was also a Washington Post report that shows the Russian probe is now focusing on current White House official. Now, we've also learned Comey will testify in an open Senate Intelligence Committee. All of this comes as the president goes into his first international visit as president, a trip to the Middle East and Europe. Joining me now to talk about this very eventful week, like they usually are, Dr. Matthew Corrigan with UNF. Thanks for joining us, Doctor.
Good morning, Scott.
Want to start with the Russia stuff.
Sure.
What do you take away from this report that he called Comey a nut job right before he fires him to a Russian ambassador?
Yeah, that's not surprising coming from Donald Trump. He's called lots of people nut jobs, and yeah, this is the way he talks. And obviously, I think it's inappropriate to criticize an American official in front of a foreign official. There's really three issues going on. Number one, did the Russians try to influence the election? I think we've gotten the answer to that question. The answer is probably yes. Two, members of the Trump campaign or Trump himself involved in that activity? That's the question we're trying to find out. Mm-hmm. And then the third is, did it really cause Donald Trump to win? We're never going to be able to answer that question.
That could be political debate to the end of time. Yeah. So the Washington Post report that there's a probe now on a current White House official. We don't know who that official is. Does that make a difference in any of this if we eventually find out who that person is?
Sure, because if the closer it gets to the president, the bigger deal it is. And why you had all this controversy this week is not really the facts of the underlying case, it's the facts of, is the president trying to block the investigation into the case? If it's found that he's trying to block the investigation into the case, then he's got a much bigger problem.
So in coming weeks, maybe James Comey goes to testify in the open, in public, in front of a Senate Intelligence Committee. Could that bring out the bombshells we're possibly wondering about?
Right. I mean, if the question is, did President Trump try to get James Comey to stop the investigation, that's a huge issue. And that could be an impeachable offense because you're trying to block an investigation. But keep in mind, we've got a Republican Congress. Most likely, the Republican Congress is not going to impeach a Republican president.
To bring up articles of impeachment would be politically very difficult.
Right. And so it would take a real series of bombshells, and I don't think we're quite there yet.
So the president is doing this at the same time he's in Saudi Arabia right now. He's going to be heading to Europe, trying to beef up his international agenda. First off, having these distractions at home, does that impact his ability to be a diplomat?
Well, we're going to find out. I mean, this is an ambitious trip. In my opinion, it's too long. It's 9 days. That's a long time to be away and try to do all these different things. It's really going to come down to, can the president leave all his troubles behind? He's probably going to have a strong start in Saudi Arabia and Israel. They're all, they're really
friendly.
Right. They're putting out the welcome mat. The question is, when he meets with allies in Europe who he's really clashed with, how's that going to go?
Does this, though, politically help him move the dialogue away from Russia probe? Because that has been all the Washington press. That has been the vacuum, and that's been what's filling it. And he's trying, I would imagine, to get it onto something else.
Well, with the appointment of a special counsel, that should help really move it off the plate, because all they have to say is, we can't comment. It's under investigation. But that's not the way this president operates. He comments on everything. He's on Twitter. He just keeps going. And he really has been his own worst enemy this week. He needs to get off Twitter, be quiet, and go do his work overseas. But that's probably not Donald Trump.
Dr. Matthew Corrigan, thank you. Very interesting week. I appreciate you coming on this morning to talk with us. We have a special politics page on our website, news4jax.com, if you want to read the latest. We'll also post this interview on our morning show page a little later. Just head over to the website after the show. You can share it with friends.